OK, Rome. The energy was just electric, wasn't it?
Oh, totally. A packed stadium.
And you had Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, these two titans, facing off in the Italian Open final.
Yep, the 2025 men's singles final.
So today, you're getting the deep dive. We're going to give you the shortcut to understanding why this match really mattered and, what it kind of tells us about where men's tennis is heading.
Absolutely. Because this wasn't just about, who lifted the trophy.
Right.
It was a real clash of styles, a test of, resilience.
Yeah.
And a big moment for both guys, really.
Yeah.
We've pulled together insights from all over the place. Wikipedia, ATP Tour site, Sportskeeda, Sky Sports, The Independent.
Even Reddit, right, some fan taste.
Yeah, exactly. Some of those raw fan reactions to give you the full picture.
So our mission for you, the learner, is to get past just the headlines. We want to unpack the key moments, understand the impact on Alcaraz and Sinner.
Yeah, what this means for their careers, their seasons.
And really get a sense of that bigger story, the narrative shaping the tour right now.
Okay, let's dive right in then. The score.
Right. Carlos Alcaraz gets the win over Jannik Sinner.
7-6, 6-1.
Yep, 7-6, 6-1. So straight sets on paper.
But that first set,
Yeah.
everyone's talking about how incredibly tight it was.
Oh, it was the whole match, really. Went all the way to a tiebreak.
That minigame decider when it's 6-6.
Exactly. And Alcaraz just managed to edge it 7 points to 5. But it was, real battle.
And the crucial bit there, Sinner actually had chances to win that set earlier, didn't he?
He did. 2 set points when he was leading 6 games to 5.
Wow.
Twice. Just 1 point away from taking a 1-set lead. Couldn't quite convert them.
Ooh, you can just feel the tension there, those missed opportunities.
Yeah.
They can linger, can't they?
For sure. And then, the second set was almost the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Alcaraz just seemed to flip a switch, took complete control.
Really? How quickly?
He stormed out to a 5-0 lead. Just like that.
Wow, 5-0. Yeah. Sinner, maybe, still think about that first set. Or maybe Alcaraz just lifted his game, couldn't really find a way back in. Alcaraz closed it out 6-1.
And tactically, we heard Alcaraz use drop shots effectively, and his serve was key.
Absolutely pivotal, both things.
Yeah.
Those drop shots kept Sinner guessing, pulled him forward. But the serve, especially in that nail-biting first set, he won 21 out of 27 points on his first serve.
That's huge. Incredible percentage.
It really is. That consistency just puts so much pressure back on the returner.
And he saved break points, too, those chances for Sinner to break his serve.
Saved every single one he faced in the whole match.
Oh.
Which, in those tight moments, that's mental strength right there. That's technique holding up under pressure.
So this win, it feels massive for Alcaraz. Where does it slot into his career achievements?
It's another big one. His 7th Masters 1000 title.
Okay, 7th. And those are the really big ones outside the Grand Slams.
Exactly. And it's his 19th career title overall. Pretty impressive already.
And he's having a great 2025 season, too, isn't he?
He is. He's actually the first player this year to win 3 ATP titles. He won Rotterdam, Monte Carlo, and now Rome.
3 titles already.
And he leads the whole tour with 30 match wins this season so far, just racking them up.
I also heard he joined a very, very small group with this win, specifically regarding clay court masters.
That's right. He's now only the 5th man ever to win all 3 of the big clay Masters 1000s. That's Monte Carlo, Madrid, and Rome.
Who are the others? Must be legends.
Oh, yeah. Nadal, Djokovic, Gustavo Kuerten, and Marcelo Rios.
Wow. That's some serious company.
Yeah.
Really highlights his dominance on clay, which is known for being so demanding.
It absolutely does.
Now, switching focus to Sinner. This tournament was huge for him, too, but for different reasons. It was his comeback, right?
It was. His first tournament back after that 3-month suspension.
Yeah, related to the WADA case resolution agreement.
So to be away for that long and then step right back in and reach the final of a Masters 1000, that says a lot about his level and his dedication.
Especially as it was his first final since winning the Australian Open at the start of the year.
Exactly. He picked up right where he left off, almost.
Although this loss did snap that amazing winning streak he was on.
Yeah, that was bound to happen eventually, I guess. He'd won 26 matches in a row.
26? Since when?
Dating all the way back to the Shanghai Masters last year in 2024. Alcaraz finally ended it.
And for the Italian fans, Sinner being in the final was a massive deal, wasn't it?
Oh, huge. He was the first Italian man to make the Rome final since 1978. Adriano Panatta back then.
Wow, 1978. So the home crowd must have been absolutely electric for him.
Completely. You could feel the support.
So for Sinner, it must have been a real mix of feelings. Disappointed to lose, especially at home.
For sure.
But also maybe proud to get so far immediately after coming back.
That's pretty much what his comments suggested afterwards. He said he was happy with the tournament overall, given the circumstances.
Gaining confidence for the French Open, maybe?
Exactly. He mentioned gaining confidence for Paris. But he did acknowledge, that first set. Those missed set points were maybe the turning point.
Yeah, the what-ifs. And Alcaraz.
Yeah.
What was his feeling after winning his first Rome title?
Just thrilled, understandably. He said Rome was a big goal. Proud of how he handled things mentally, the tactics he used, and feeling good heading into Roland Garros.
Right.
And he made that point, didn't he? What finals are about winning. Sometimes it's not about playing the prettiest tennis. It's just about finding a way.
Yeah, getting the job done at the highest level. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Look at the bigger picture. This Alcaraz-Sinner rivalry, it's got everyone talking, hasn't it?
It really has. Seen as maybe the defining rivalry for the next generation of men's tennis.
And Alcaraz has the edge now in their matches.
He does. This win puts him up 7-4 in their head-to-head meetings.
And he's won the last few.
Last 4, actually. But their matches are almost always incredibly competitive.
What makes it so compelling to watch? Is it the styles?
I think so. You've got Sinner's power and precision, just clean hitting from the baseline. And then Alcaraz has that flair, the unpredictability, the drop shots, the movement. It's a great contrast. They seem to really push each other to new levels.
In Sinner's return from suspension, that was obviously a big narrative all week.
Definitely.
There was some chatter, wasn't there, about the timing? Coming back right for his home tournament.
Yeah, some observers noted that. The fact it lined up with Rome on home soil just added another layer of, intrigue and maybe pressure, too.
And speaking of Italian tennis, it was almost a perfect week, but not quite.
Almost. Jasmine Paolini winning the women's singles was fantastic, a huge moment.
Yeah.
And there was this hope, could Sinner make it a clean sweep for Italy? First time since '76 with Panatta winning the men's.
But it wasn't to be. Still, Paolini's win is massive for them.
Oh, absolutely. A huge boost for Italian tennis, regardless.
Let's quickly touch on the practical side. Prize money, ranking points. What was on the line?
Significant amounts. For Alcaraz, the winner's check was just over $1.1 million.
Wow.
And 1,000 ranking points, which are crucial for his world ranking and seeding.
And Sinner as runner-up.
Still a very nice payday, almost $600,000 and 650 points.
Still very valuable points.
Definitely. And even reaching the semis was lucrative. Musetti and Tommy Paul got over $330,000 each.
Shows the scale of these Masters events. Now, what about other big names? How did the defending champ do?
Alexander Zverev. He was the defending champion, but he lost in the quarterfinals.
Who beat him?
Lorenzo Musetti, actually. Another Italian having a good run.
Okay. Any other notable results among the seeds?
Well, Draper and Ruud also made the quarters, showing good consistency. Guys like De Minaur and Medvedev were out a bit earlier in the 4th round. So a few upsets along the way.
And were there any big names missing from the draw?
Yeah, a couple of key ones. Novak Djokovic pulled out.
Oh, why was that?
Said it was a schedule change, focusing on preparation for Roland Garros. And Felix Auger-Aliassime withdrew due to injury.
Right. And we saw some wild cards, too.
We did. Italian veteran Fabio Fognini got one. Always entertaining. And the young Italian Luca Nardi, too, gave the home fans more players to root for.
And Sinner, you mentioned his comments, but how was his general demeanor after the final loss?
Reports said he seemed pretty relaxed, actually. Very gracious in his speech.
Mm-hmm.
He even gave a shout-out to his brother, who apparently skipped the final to go to the Formula One race in Imola.
Huh. That's quite funny. Shows a good perspective, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Seemed positive despite the loss, thanked the fans, and Alcaraz was complimentary about the crowd, too, said they showed great respect.
Good sportsmanship all around, then. And finally, this win for Alcaraz, it really cements his status on clay again, right? Especially with Paris coming up.
No question. Winning Monte Carlo and now Rome, he's arguably the man to beat heading into the French Open. It's a massive confidence boost, showing he's got the game and the grit for the long clay season.
Okay, so wrapping things up, key takeaways. Alcaraz gets a huge title in Rome, really stamping his authority.
Yep. But Sinner's return was incredibly strong. Reaching the final after that layoff is a major statement.
Right. And their rivalry just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Definitely something to watch.
For sure. And we saw the big stakes involved, the ranking points, the prize money.
Yep.
It all matters at this level.
So this deep dive into the Italian Open, it really shows you, doesn't it, how much goes into these top-level contests. It's talent, sure, but also resilience, tactics.
Mental strength. The whole package. And the rivalries just make it even more captivating.
So here's a final thought for you. Think about that mental game. Bouncing back, whether it's from a layoff like Sinner's, or even just losing a crucial point or set in a match. How vital is that resilience?
It's a skill that goes way beyond just tennis, you know.
Definitely. And looking ahead now, Roland Garros is just around the corner. What's the next chapter going to be in this Alcaraz-Sinner story?
That is the big question, isn't it?
Okay.
But definitely something we'll all be keeping a very close eye on.